All right. Well, hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
All right.
Greetings from Alabama.
Yeah, welcome all of our guests. Thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, so Val, you ready to give us a...
Yes. So we're going to start with some introductions just to kind of let everyone know what's going on at Absolute Health Chiropractic and all the different practitioners that are awesome that we have today. So we're going to start with Jessica. She wants to tell us a little bit about herself.
Sure. Thanks, Val. Hello, everyone. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Jessica Calderon, and I am a shaman. I'm a Reiki Master, yoga and meditation teacher. And I always like to say that I'm here to remind you of your greatness, of your truth. You can, and I offer practical tools through human design, meditation, breath work, Reiki, and really connecting to the elements outside and within us. So I take you on a journey through really discovering yourself and who you're meant to be, your natural innate being. And through energy work, through human design, which is basically your energy ID or your energetic DNA. It's how you came to exchange energy with this world and who you came here to be, sharing your natural gifts and showing you when your shadow self kind of creeps in and throws you off course.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Jessica. And Lauren, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, I'm Lauren Strader. I love following up with Jessica because she feels so much like a soul sister to me, and being in alignment, really wanting to and helping others connect through their inner self. And I help people through different modalities such as corrective exercise, life coaching, Reiki, shamanism as well. And also working with essential oils and Bach flowers and just whatever somebody needs in that moment, channeling to them and stepping out of the way of what I feel they need, but really allowing them just to show up in their perfect state and to be a light or a reflection to them, to be able to offer love, unconditional love, and hold a space for them to be able to be who they need to be, to look at their own truth, and to not be afraid to walk forward into that truth, to shine their own light in their individual way, and to fully develop and express who they need to be, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. They're meant to shine, just like we're meant to shine and are meant to shine. Thank you.
Time out. There's a big echo. Yeah. Okay, cool.
I got your text, so I'm going to turn my volume down.
Zoom is so much fun.
Let's retest. Is that better?
Because I do want to have you, Lauren, talk again. Because I want to hear what Lauren was saying, but all I heard was echo. So that last little bit seemed really important, but I didn't get it. So.
Okay, so Lauren, start again and let's see. Okay. Is that better?
Is this better? Can you hear
Yes.
me better? I still hear an echo in the computer. Can you guys hear me better?
I hear you fine.
Okay, you hear me fine? Okay, great. So my intention with helping others is to be a light of...
Yeah, she's shaking her head. So, Val, is your volume up really loud?
No, my volume's all the way down.
That's it.
Is this better?
Oh, totally. Way better.
Okay, cool. Okay, so through corrective exercise, life coaching, holistic nutrition, multiple different modalities, I like to help people become their best version of themselves by helping them identify what is their truth, what is their calling, what is their own individual self-expression in this world, and how can they step forward into becoming and aligning into being that person and the most beautiful expression of themselves, so that they can also turn around and help others, and we can just start a beautiful movement of inspiring and lifting each other up to grow and shine everybody's lights as a planet, and to evolve into unconditional love together.
Awesome. Good
All
job.
right. Thank you, Lauren. I am just going to give a quick brief thing on reflexology. So I do reflexology here at Absolute Health Chiropractic. I'm Val, for those who don't know me. But it's been really fun to work with everyone here and learn so much through combining all the modalities. Here we're still, sanitizing, following all the guidelines. We definitely wipe everything down after every single patient. We've been staggering a lot of the schedule to help with that. But, with zone therapy and reflexology, it just helps so much to boost the immune system and keep everyone on a great vibration of health. So there are great modalities to still continue. I know at times like this, they're a little bit uncertain. It can, we are definitely working on making it a little bit better of an environment so that we're happy about everything we're doing here. But yeah, so that's a little bit about me and what we're kind of changing for COVID-19 and the new ways of living. But I think we're adapting well, and we're excited for everything new that it's bringing here at our practice and just in the world in general. But yeah, all right. And Dr. G, that now has our little nephew.
Little baby.
Would you like to introduce yourself and the little guy?
I'm Dr. Amanda. This is Jackson. He's a month old today? Tomorrow. All right, let me hold his little head. So yeah, he's taking a nap.
Are you muted?
I don't know. Am I muted? I don't think so.
No.
I'm in Alabama with my sister who just had a newborn. So I am taking this opportunity to be with the people who are important to me. But normally when I am in the office, I kind of think of myself as like a translator, because I'm able to take the signals and the things that your body is teaching you, telling you via where and what is happening, to interpret the message that your tissues are trying to get to you. And I help release it and help to guide you back in the direction so that you can feel better. Often we aren't aware of what is being communicated to us through our tissues and stuff. So that's the thing that I do. A lot of soft tissue and corrective type stuff, but I also am a chiropractor in the office as well. I work a lot with the body, but also including the body are your thoughts and your emotions and things that may get in your way from getting where you want to be in life. So, but yeah, look at this. This is where we start. We're so little. And he just squeaked. Did you hear a squeak? And then later on we grow up into these beings that have all these isms and schisms and things like that. You start from a pure state and get in our own way sometimes. So my job is to help you get out of your own way, as I learn how to get out of my own way. So awesome. I'm gonna pass it off to Dr. Kathy.
Okay. Well, I am Dr. Catherine Franklin, and the cornerstone of our office is the zone healing technique, or zone technique. And both Dr. Goodman and I are certified in zone technique. So the thing about zone technique is it does address the whole person: body, mind, soul, spirit, as in purpose, spiritual aspect of purpose. What is your purpose here? And what are you going to do with it? And so I am always connecting those dots, like Dr. Amanda just mentioned. I'm kind of an agent for change. I would say I can always put a positive spin on everything due to my understanding of what I've learned and all the different teachings I've been involved in and information. So I'm always talking to my patients about the 360-degree view of anything. So I'm going to hold up my phone, but there's 360 degrees around that phone, even though it's a simple phone. But often we're only locked into as it pertains to me, you know, what seems to be affecting me. And I find that interesting. I'm going to bring that up because I was just looking at the COVID-19 statistics in the US and the world, and we have had over 2,000 losses, slightly over, I think 21 something, which in the big scheme of things is not huge, but yet it is because it's new and it's scary, and it's, you know, human beings are very prone to being caught up with their activities or their habits. You know, we're kind of creatures of habit. So change is the only constant in the universe. And so that's why I say I'm an agent for change, because once you can get into harmony and acceptance of that, then even though difficult things happen, we have to learn to balance positives and negatives, and even go higher to get more neutral to what's going on around us if we can. And we can if we keep evolving that consciousness. So in our office, we really enjoy our work, and we see the changes, and our patients confirm and validate that, as many of you that are watching will probably have a comment to say about that. But regardless of all the negatives or the scary things that occur in life, which is a part of life, then we can always find a way to find the positive or the opportunity in it. So that's really what I want to talk about. We talked about the vibration of health last time on our webinar. I want to encourage and continue that, because the vibration of health and the study of health is vastly more important than the study of disease and the vibration of disease. The study of disease, not in a scientific way. We need to understand symptoms, signs, and what people go through, because every individual may have different symptoms. But identifying things that can help us overcome, identify what the positive aspect is. Do I have it? Do I not? You know, and then what to do, because when we hear that there's not a cure for something, it's back when I was in my early childhood, 50s, 60s, 70s, you know, everybody was afraid of cancer because there was supposedly no cure. Now in the 2000s, we've seen tremendous change in that, and we will see change again with all the viruses and diseases, and as Dr. Goodwin said, isms, asms, and spasms that come down the pipe. And that's going to happen. So getting the ability to accept that this world is going through its own growth changes, and our minds won't be as shocked anymore when difficulty comes along, because life is going to throw it all at you, positive, negative, and in between. And so we have the ability to truly be what I call spiritual alchemists, and shift our bodies, shift our minds, shift our emotions, and process them in a way that will help us, even if the most difficult situation is going on. And that having that ability is what we see, the will of a human. When you have a strong will and a strong constitution and a desire to continue, there's no measurement on that. And I myself went through breast cancer this past year, and the doctors and I talked a lot about that, and they all validate that. When someone has that ability to say, look, I'm going to do everything I need to do, and I am going to do this. I'm going to get through this. This one thing I'm going to do, this one thing I'm going to have, and this one thing I'm going to create. That is the difference between the actual clinical physical statistics of a person and the people that overcome. So I can't speak strongly enough about that vibration, because your body and your mind and your soul and every part of you knows what normal is. And so we want to accentuate the positive, and decrease the negative as much as possible without going into denial. Of course, we have to use that negative in the most positive way possible. It's constructive if used correctly. So we want to talk about that and really push that. Keep your minds focused and concentrated on focusing on health. Think about health, talk about health, act as healthy as you can. And one thing I'm loving right now, I'm seeing, I think you'll all agree, connection is so big right now. Families like Dr. Amanda and the new baby, I just love that. New life is happening right now. New opportunities right now are going on. And whenever we have difficulty, there's always opportunity for people who are progressive, creative, and willing to accept life as it is. Then there's a new thing that's going to come out. Personally, I think we're in a huge global shift. I think many of you would agree. It is necessary. I have a huge Indian background, right? So from the Cherokee, and I heard a Hopi Indian story the other day on the radio that I totally agree with. This earth is getting a break. People are not digging in her. People are not creating pipelines right now because they can't. She's getting a chance to replenish and renew. And we're going to see the shifts. So the other thing about vibration of health, we can start using these opportunities, creating a flow of abundance, which we're going to talk about. How do we keep our flow of financial abundance, even though we don't see money coming in, you know, using our ability and our will and our imagination and working with flow, right? It's really the law of reciprocity. How do we keep that going during difficult times? Because in a few weeks, possibly months, we're going to see a shift again. And if most of us are still stuck back in the problem, they won't even know that we're already moving towards a better conclusion, right? So I want people to get a hold of that, and I got to get a hold of it too, and I work on it, but I know it's going to happen because I've lived long enough to see a lot of shifts take place, and what everybody thought was horrible and terrible, later on you see that there were benefits. And often, as it should be, when we have a breakdown, the rebuild is a better product. And so we can have roles in that right now, which is why we have all these wonderful practitioners here at Absolute Health Chiropractic, because we know that we're assisting you, ourselves, and we're assisting life. And that is our role. And so we want you to know about us. And we're doing virtual zone healing sessions, which are going over quite well. You could have shot me in the foot. I never would have thought about that. But I'm getting people that are rescheduling, and they're telling me good critique on it. They're appreciating it, enjoying it. So that's a new shift that's going to happen. Now we can offer both. They can come into the office, or they can have a virtual session. And telemedicine is not new either, right? People are doing all kinds of virtual telemedicine, and it's working. So we're definitely in a huge global shift, in my humble opinion. And I think the more of us that can work with this, you know, the better we'll be as the weeks go on, that we get through this one day at a time. So we're going to pass that on over. Let's keep adapting to change, everybody. And I'm going to pass it over to Lauren again.
Thanks. That was really, really beautiful. So a big thing that's really bubbled up for me this time is control. And, you know, in life, it's like the more we try to control how things are going to happen, how things shouldn't happen, or how they should happen, what it should look like. Our bank accounts may be scaring us, or this closing or that closing, or our normal routine is being shut down. All of these things are scary, control, fear, right? And so many of us spend so much time, myself included, in this fear of trying to avoid the fear. But what I've found that's been really comforting for me is to walk right into it and to embrace it and say, what are the learnings here? What is the message? Why is this happening? You know, what can we learn from this? And for me, I personally have learned how beautiful surrender is. Surrendering to the Creator, to God, to our higher self, to that there is always things working out for us for the best. And everything is aligning just the way it needs to. And this is a time where it's like, let's really look backwards at our truth. How happy were we? How much were we really authentically living to our values, to our ethics, through our morals? How much were we showing up for ourselves and for the ones that we loved? How much were we really thriving and playing and laughing and having fun every day? You know, it's like, why don't we if we aren't? And what do we need to do to be able to align to that? And we deserve to have fun every day. We deserve to have joyful, amazing relationships, and to be able to explore ourselves in our own creative endeavors and to thrive. And within that, really going inward and taking care of ourselves, loving ourselves, not coping every single day just to get by. You know, I have to have my wine because every night is so stressful, every day is so stressful. It's fine and it's great to enjoy things, but let's enjoy things from a place of extreme alignment. And so this is a time for us to all stop and go inward and ask these questions. What is my truth? And what is the truth of the planet right now in consciousness? And how are we treating our planet? You know, money is a false sense of security in a sense, because money really, realistically, if the food grocery stores run out, you know, what do? The planet is where we grow our food, water, clean air, all of these things are critical. And that's really our sense of security. So I just invite you to ask these questions, to go outside, to go walking, to look inward. What is your truth? What is calling you? What would make you happy? And how much are you willing to walk into the fears and face all of your fears and just surrender and know that you deserve happiness and joyfulness, and you deserve to have clean air and water and food and abundance, and you deserve to have abundance. And what does abundance mean to you? Is abundance money, or is abundance an abundance of food and flowers and good smelling, nutritionally cooked meals and family and community and all of that? You know, let's come together and really create the life we want and thrive and live fully in our full capacity and have fun. So with that, much love. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it on over to Val.
All right. Thank you, Lauren. I know with what's going on, there was a lot more talk about maybe the virus itself in the beginning. And it's interesting as a reflexologist because we tell you so much. It really does tell the story of your life. So I was finding things maybe show up like a little bit of fear or stress, anxiety, showing up in a lot more of the patients I was seeing. And then after a while, I started noticing that a lot of times the connection to the small intestines region, or even, I know it's a little graphic, but the digestive system has a lot to do with assimilation. So to me, it was fascinating because I started to see a lot more of that. So I think there has been a shift of, yes, we were a little bit fearful of what was going on, but then out of, you know, delaying all of this and shutting down businesses and things just shifting in general, I think it takes us all some time to really embrace change and adapt to that and be okay with it internally and not want to, you know, just stress about that. So I've been working with a lot more focus on that to make sure that, you know, everyone's taking the time to breathe and see the greatness in this, and really, like Lauren and Dr. Kathy and everyone's saying, to look inward and really focus on yourself at this point. The earth is clearly telling us to do that. So it's been really interesting to see how that's appearing in just people that I've been working with, and how we're able to help each other in this time to really take that deep breath and bring some laughter and love and that vibration of healing into each other's lives. It's been really beautiful. And I know with Dr. Kathy has been essential for me in the flow of abundance and money. We do a book, we do this meditation together, Under Treatment for Money, that talks all about how currency is a divine currency for money. And I think when we focus on that, instead of focusing on, oh gosh, things are closing or there's uncertainty at this time, I think we open that door for ourselves to keep receiving and keep giving at a very healthy level. And we don't shut those doors on ourselves, because I know at this time you want to maybe do that, but it's so much better when you leave that door open and you just welcome what can come into your life at this time. But yeah. All right. So I will pass it over to Dr. G. I know she has a lot of fun stats and figures. She's our local stat nerd, or data nerd that she calls herself. So we're excited to hear about what she has to say.
Actually, yesterday I was on the phone with my girlfriend, and she was like, "It's all lies. Who can we trust?" and whatever. And I was like, "Data is data." You know, like, can you hear me? Okay. So, so I do have a little bit of facts and figures and things in this time when we are worried about where the income's going to come in, and we've all heard bits and pieces about there's a $2 trillion stimulus or whatever. The CARES Act, Coronavirus Aid, Relief, Economic Security. So I've piled through the internet to figure out who can get it and what you get and how you have to go about it. So I don't know how yet to like put information up on here where you guys can see it. We're not that fancy yet, but I'll try to put some links in in the you can click on or whatever. If you need to, if you're on an email list, I'll send you what I have. So who can get it? If you've lost your job, if you're self-employed, if you're a part-time person who's lost your job because of Corona, or the state doesn't cover part-time type stuff. If you're unemployed or you cannot work because of Corona reasons, if you're a gig worker, freelancers, if the breadwinner has passed on, if you're an independent contractor, workers who are not covered by state unemployment. So if you already receive unemployment, then you'll get a 13-week extension of $600 a week. If you've had COVID-19, you're eligible. If you take care of a family member with COVID-19, if your child or loved one cannot go to school, daycare, etc., or cannot be watched by a family member, anything like that because of COVID-19. If your healthcare provider advises you to stay at home, you might not be a redneck, but you might be eligible for this stuff right here. I just felt like I was doing the redneck list. So anyway, continuing on, if you're unable to get to work because of a quarantine, if you're about to start a new job but can't because of the outbreak, if you have quit your job because of the quarantine or childcare closed, unemployed, partly unemployed, unable to work because your employer shut down. So people who are not covered, if you're able to work from home and if you're receiving paid sick or vacation leave. So those of you cannot apply. So what do you get? Where do you go to get it? So we live in Georgia, so you would need to go to the Department of Labor in Georgia to file for this stuff. There's a phone number, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I have two other sources for you, but I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So what are you going to get? Anywhere from like $200 to $700 a week, plus, and that's from the state, and then an additional $600 a week from the federal government. So you can get like $1,330 a week or like $5,252 a month. That's a significant increase in part, to supplement to your work. And a lot of us who are independent you can get a little anxiety. I've written down a lot of A's since we started talking about acceptance, adaptation, and you need an action plan, so that your anxiety doesn't build up. So this is, once you figure out what's going on, then you need to take time to plan, but it isn't enough to just raise and worry and get your anxiety. You need to have an action plan. So this is some of the things that you can do to get there. I do want to talk about our image wheel and maybe the focus wheel, but I'll get back to that. Let's get back to what you get if you go to the Department of Labor in Georgia. Most of the states offer like 26 weeks of payments, but the federal government is going to increase that for 13 more weeks. So it's a total of like 39 weeks, which is about 10 months. And there's state payments and an additional federal government payment type thing. With this CARE Act, you also, as small business people or independent, there's like disaster small business loans, but this is different in that it can be forgiven. It can cover for employment, rent and payroll and insurance and all these things for people who are, most of us who have a business of less than 500 as an independent contractor or somebody who's self-employed. These things can be very beneficial to all of us, really. There's disaster where you have to prove this is where your taxes and blah, 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 and this is what I made, this is what I need. These coronavirus ones are separate from that. So also, all of us are going to have to get on the phone and talk to our creditors, our mortgage lenders, our utilities, our banks. I've gotten emails from the Georgia Chiropractic Association. I've gotten emails from my licensing board. I've gotten emails from my banks, all of them trying to work and let me know what's going on. So you guys are going to have to do the same thing. But you have to say a keyword, according to the internet, that will give you permission to enact some of these policies, which is to say that the loss of income is due to Corona. When you say that, then it frees them, but they can't coach you to say it. So that's the keyword buzzword that you've got to say in order to get some of these policies to defer payments or to halt fees or to avoid late fees and things like that. Also, when it comes to some of this, taxes. You don't, a lot of these, if you have to pay taxes, they've moved the payment of up to $1 million. I don't know who pays $1 million in taxes. I don't, but if you do, then you've got 90 days for that. And also, some of you may have heard, but the tax day has been moved from April 15th to July 15th. But that's your federal taxes. So make sure that you check with Georgia. I haven't yet. I don't know whether Georgia's taxes are due at a different time.
No, they're due. They're due. Yeah, and
Okay.
it means you have to file. You have to file by April, the usual date, April 15th, as a business, but you can defer your payment to June, but you're still supposed to file.
Okay.
Good to know. Okay, so so that was a lot of listing and things like that. There is, under normal times, there are people who can help you figure out what grants and things are available to people so you can have extra income. And grants are, you have to do something up front to get the money, but you usually don't, it's a gift after you've earned it. You don't have to pay it back. It's not like a loan. And so there are mothers who there's a lot of qualifications and who gives them money for that you guys can go to find out. And one of them is like Lesko, lesko.com. This guy's a financial guy. He's really nerdy like me and will help you figure some of these out. Also with the New York Times, there's a couple who have, well, if you email them, they will answer your questions specifically about this CARE Act and some of the financial woes of that. So again, going to having an action plan. If you guys have been into the office, you are familiar with what we call the image wheel. And we've thought about it as like the brainstorming, but you have to put in action all of these things. Spinning out of control of what to do, when to do, how to go about it can give you anxiety. And so in order to adapt, you have to know what you want. Sometimes it's easier to know what you don't want to get to where you do want. And so that's one thing of, Lauren, you actually introduced me to Abraham. Abraham Hicks does what they call the focus wheel, and you can Google both of these. And I haven't used it, but there's an app for your phone now where you can do the focus wheel on your phone. I haven't downloaded it, I found it today. You find out what's most important to you, and you make a list, and so you take time to find out what you don't want and change it into what you do want, so that you can analyze your feeling, because oftentimes you can have a desire for something, but there's conflicts in the way of getting there. There are roadblocks. But without some of these roadblocks, like we're going through right now, without struggle and strife, there's no revolution, there's no innovation. There's no push to get over that hurdle. And I think that's what the world is going through right now. We were hunky-dory, just kind of cruising along. People didn't like it really well, a lot of the things that were going on, but they weren't fired up enough to make the shift and to make the change, to make some of this, to make the revolution, the innovation that is needed to protect Mother Earth, to bring in some technological change, to shift us into a higher level of what it means to be human. I think that we are going to be less, I think we're going to be able to use the higher faculties that we have as a being, because we've had to reprioritize in a way that we're not going to have to labor and it's hard. We are going to evolve above some of that, and this is going to be a push towards that. So you guys can go get the focus wheel. If you guys want, we can also email you the image packet to help you put into action, to plan, to figure out what's in your way and how to overcome it. What do you want and what are you willing to do and be to get it? So that's kind of what I have today. If you need some information on some of my nerdy stuff, I will link it somehow. I do have a question for Lauren though. So when you were talking about surrender, and this is totally off script, but I have worked on trying to surrender, but there is a piece of me that says, oh no, and I like grasp for control, and there is a huge resistance in the surrender piece. And so when it's time to surrender, I rebelled to that. And can you give me a tip or trick to not do that part, to go with it as opposed to oppose it?
Like Dr. Kathy said, acceptance. Also do nothing, you know, to just stop and sit in silence and just do absolutely nothing but sit there and just allow your thoughts to come up and look at them. Is this really mine? You know, and is this my truth? Is this what I want? And then also, you know, if that doesn't help, then like resources, like you're saying, Abraham Hicks is great, and get momentum going on things that you do want, things that you do like. Oh, that tree is really, really beautiful. Look at all that purple stuff hanging from that tree. What is that purple stuff called? It smells really great, you know, and get a high momentum on fun and joy and things that bring you laughter and love and positivity. And nature's so amazing for that right now. I went out on a walk. I think I go for like 3 or 4 a day these days, and there was a blue jay, and it was the most beautiful bird I've ever seen, because I actually took the time to stop and kneel and look at the bird and to like watch how it interacts with nature, and how does it, you know, interact with its environment. Are there other birds around? You know, kind of what is nature doing? And that's been really, really big for me. And surrendering is taking my mind off of me and all the things that I can't control, and to observe and ask questions on what is really my source of security. You know, what is truth and security? You know, is money truth of security, or is gardening and flowers and birds and bees and the whole system, is that truth of security? And how can I innovate? How can I become a part of this beautiful transition in humankind? You know, we're in the age of Aquarius right now. So we went from the dark age for 2,000 years to 2012, we switched to the age of Aquarius. So this is just the beginning. You know, this is set in stone for at least definitely in the next 5 years, this radical change. And so knowing that everything is changing and expecting it to change and being excited about it to change, you know, and just saying, everything that I used to do doesn't work for me anymore, so let me do everything that I've never done before. You know, I never just woke up and went outside for an hour. You know, I always did my routine of this, and this. So, you know, being comfortable and embracing change and focusing on what we love, you know, going to resources like Abraham Hicks. I also like a guy named Matt Kahn lately. He's really great.
Concept therapy,
Rays of the Dawn book, you know, booking sessions with, you know, Dr. Kathy, Val, Dr. Amanda, me, Jessica, you know, coming in for some extra love and support if you're feeling stuck, like, hey, I just can't get through this, you know, let's come together and talk and love each other. So I think we have a session booked pretty soon, so let's get together and talk about how to release that a little
work
bit.
on that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Now I'm supposed to put, is it Jessica?
Thank you.
Jessica.
Yes. Well, this is all great information. I love that we're all sharing, and a lot of stuff that I'm going to talk about is similar, but maybe implementing in a different way. So a lot of what I've experienced over these past few weeks has been this idea of slowing down, this idea of going within and really blank canvas. What is it in my personal life that really lights me up? What doesn't light me up anymore? Maybe there's something that I'm still doing that served me at one point, but I've never really kind of refocused back on it to ask myself, is this really something I enjoy anymore? And so looking at that, looking at my business, what am I offering, and what am I super excited about offering, and what am I not so excited about offering anymore? And really looking again at this blank canvas of what is it that I would like to do and spend my energy on from a personal or business or, you know, overall perspective. Like, what's my health look like? Am I doing all the things that make me feel good in a well-being and health-wise way? Am I being supportive to my people? And am I really allowing people to support me too? The idea of surrendering and something I've actually put out, and I call it emptying out with human design and doing a meditation, but it's laying down and placing your hand on the areas of your body, or just bringing your focus and awareness on the areas of your body that you feel you cannot let go of. And part of that could be, it doesn't even have to be a body part, it could be my mind. And like going to that and asking yourself, because our words and our intentions are so powerful, to release and keep telling yourself to relax, that you are safe, that you are supported, that you feel in your body, that you can create sensation, you can anchor in. I have a lot of different grounding and kind of root chakra, different types of meditations that I've posted and I've put out there as an offering for people on my YouTube channel and my Insight Timer profile. So anybody out there looking for meditations to help support them, I've put that out there. You can find me, like I said, actually on Instagram. So I have all of my offerings on there on Linktree. So you can click in my bio and it's my YouTube meditations, Insight Timer meditations, and I keep posting them and I keep uploading them. I'm including some Reiki transmissions as well, because basically what Reiki is, it's a thread of energy that helps to balance the internal system and really allowing your body to self-heal. So that's another element. I've been doing a lot of like virtual Reiki transmissions and healings. So everyone doesn't have to stop doing their practice or their self-care throughout this time, finding time to do that self-care. And each day could be something different. It could be taking a walk outside and connecting with nature, touching a tree, touching the rocks, and just really connecting with the ground to create that sensation of grounding, the energy of Mother Earth, bringing it into our bodies to create that support and stability within us. There's also, you know, again, doing meditations, or maybe it's, you know, maybe it is like painting your nails. Maybe it is doing a mask, taking time out to like just give yourself a temple massage, or breathing. I do a lot of breath work with people, but also, you know, we have all these tools. I just posted the other day, it's like, this is our chance to take all that we've learned, whether it be something big in studies or just experience in life, and how we can really hone in on those experiences, those tools, our breath, closing our eyes and just taking a deep breath in and out and ground into our body. Maybe it's a couple breaths to really like arrive within us. And really just taking that time to connect to you. So the past couple of weeks, noticing, like for me, and maybe some of you can resonate with this, you know, I realized how much I busy up my day. I'm nonstop, especially in like a coping time. I tend to go to like work. All right, I'm just going to go to work. And even though I love my work and I put so much into my work and it's about serving, but in doing that, I'll tend to kind of fall off the wagon with my own stuff. Or, you know, fear, anxiety comes up. I want to make sure that I'm more grounded in myself. So to take care of myself first before I'm trying to help others, right? Because I'm also creating a vibration and putting that into my work as well. In human design, one thing that I love about human design, and for those of you that don't know, it's a chart reading of who you came here to be and your energy. And so in looking at your chart, like personally for me, I have a closed or defined spleen and a defined root. And those are the two areas right now that if you have an open center of the spleen and the root, you're going to be more susceptible to take in the information and amplify that information. So fears, if I have any fears and I'm like heightening that fear and I'm talking to someone that has an open spleen, they're going to amplify that like tenfold. So for me, I know it's like important for me to like ground in and connect with myself and release those fears personally, because I don't want anybody else to pick them up and amplify them and get all feel my stuff, as well as amplifying it and making them feel like frazzled. So there's so much in all of our teachings that you can learn from us, and we're here to support you, and we're here to help you feel more grounded and give you tips and tricks and all the good things to really support each other in this time and really continue that support. And I'm a huge believer in, you know, Mother Earth has kind of told us to all go to our rooms and think about what we've done. And I think this is a great opportunity to look at it in a positive way and really see, what am I doing with the world? How am I taking care of not only myself, but Mother Earth and the water and the air? And like, how can I put my, whether it be 2 cents in to this human life, and how can I support? And remember that we're all here to support you as well. So I did want to do a meditation if we had some time.
We do. I've got 1 minute, and then
Okay.
We wanted to ask if our audience has questions. Yeah. And if we don't get all those questions answered because our time is limited, that we are available by phone or by email. And almost all of you have my email, askdrkathy@gmail.com. We can get you everyone else's email. But I also want to say this: every one of us, all these practitioners have studied and studied and studied in a way to turn around and help others. And when we help others, it helps us. So it is reciprocal all the way around. And I do want to point out that Hopi Indian story. It's on Facebook. I know some people heard it on NPR, but it's the message from White Eagle, Hopi Indigenous, on 3/16/2020. And I totally agree with the theme. It talks about shamanism and the quest, when you go on your vision quest and you're out in the nature with no food, no water, and you start seeing life from a different point of view. Much like Lauren said, you have to sit with it. Don't do anything. Just process. And from that processing, like the Hopi Indian woman says, you begin to see the world from the eagle's point of view. You see the big picture, not just as how it pertains to me and my fears and my worries. And being sad doesn't really benefit the world. Certainly there's mad, sad, and glad emotions, but now is the time for our light to shine, for us to vibrate health, vibrate renewal. And we need leadership right now. Everyone needs to bring in the most constructive thing that they have within them. Take care of yourself, take care of your homes, love each other, reconnect, exercise, meditate. This is a time to do all those things when we're working so passionately we don't think we have time to do. But a soul that's serene and peaceful can withstand all difficulty. And that is the benefit. Being patient, loving. Love is the greatest healing vibration in the world. And so I do want to mention, with the flow of money, this universe is an infinite, eternal, active, flowing, living thing. And so is your money. So the more of us that get scared when the money goes down and hold on to money, then it's going to stop flowing. So we're not saying buy frivolous things, but, you know, use your priorities, but don't get caught in the fear that you begin to get paralyzed, because money is God in action. It's reciprocity also. It's a form of reciprocity. And so it can be used and is good, unless we have mixed feelings about it, right? Unless we have doubts about whether it's good. But it's good in that it's a great exchange. We need it for exchange. So I'm going to close now and let Jessica take the rest of our time to do that meditation.
Oh, thank you. Should we, do we want to do a meditation first and then ask if anybody has any questions?
I think the meditation first.
Okay, great. All right. So let's all find a comfortable seat and close our eyes. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose And exhale out through the mouth. Let's do one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can anchor into your body. You can place your palms facing up or down. So down will be a little bit more grounding. So if you feel that you need a little bit more grounding, stability, you can place your palms facing down. To receive, palms facing up. And just taking a moment to notice your breath. Maybe you notice your inhale breath, exhale breath as a balance, or maybe you're more connected to the inhale, maybe you're more connected to the exhale, whatever it is. There's no right or wrong. And as you breathe in, I want you to breathe in whatever it is that you'd like to receive. What's the word, the intention that you'd like to get out of this meditation or your day? Remembering that all words have vibrations. What vibration are you accepting? Are you allowing? And as you breathe that vibration in, it truly is activating this energy that's already within you. Because anything we seek or anything we are searching for outside of us is already within us. Maybe it's abundance. Maybe there's a place or space in your body that you're drawn to in this moment where you're either constricting, gripping, and holding, therefore not allowing the flow of abundance. Or not allowing yourself to feel whatever it is that you would like to feel. This intention, this vibration. Once you're in that space or place in the body or the mind, I want you to use your breath out to release it. Carry it out, sweep it out, pull it out of your body and your being. The block that is not allowing you to feel this vibration. It's a block that you've created. For whatever reason, at some point, you believed that you're not worthy of it, that you don't deserve it, but you can let that go now. You can release it to free that energy out of your being and replace it with that vibration of whatever it is that you want to feel. And taking just a few moments to do that. Feeling a little bit lighter, more vibrant within your energy. Now I want you to redirect your breath so that you're breathing in through the top of your head. As you breathe in, you breathe all the way into your belly. And then as you exhale, move from the belly down into Mother Earth's energy. As you take another breath in, I want you to breathe up Mother Earth's energy of support, of trust, of stability, safety, and security into the belly. And then exhale out through the crown of your head into the heavens. On your next breath in, you're going to breathe in once again from the heavens, bringing wisdom and healing into the belly. And as you exhale, push it down into Mother Earth. Once again, as you inhale, you're breathing Mother Earth's energy up into your belly. And as you exhale, breathing all the way up through the crown of your head. Again, breathe in through the crown of your head, the wisdom and healing into your belly. Exhale down into Mother Earth. Breathing up from Mother Earth into your belly. Exhale out through the crown of your head. And then place your right hand on your heart, left hand on your belly, and take a moment to connect to the energies that you've taken from all of these different directions, and feel them intermingling within your being, within your vessel. The healing, expansiveness, abundance from the heavens, and the support and grounding, trust, safety, and stability. Feel all of that within you. Knowing that you always have it within you. And if at any point in time you don't feel that support or that wisdom, you can close your eyes and reconnect once again, taking however long it takes to find that vibration within you. And so without dimming this energy, keeping it very much alive within, let's take a deep breath in. Exhale out. You can release your hands down once again. Once you're ready, you can open up your eyes. And hello again. You guys are muted.
Hello again.
Thank
Oh,
you.
hello again.
Thanks, host. We're getting close to the hour. We want to thank all of you. I know we didn't actually get into the chat or the questions, but if you have them, let's see. I don't know if we can go a little longer. I think we might be able to because we're still on now. However, we are having, again, half price week for established patients for adjustments only to help out our patients. So half price adjustments all week. You can do them in the office. We're still using our CDC recommended sanitizing. We're keeping patients separated. There's no 10 people in our office at any given time, so that's good. And you can also do remote. And I want you to, if you have not experienced sessions with Lauren, I've referred many people to Lauren and Jessica and Valerie, Dr. Goodwin. do yourself a favor and take advantage of that. And if we can see, if there's any questions, Val, do you have any?
I haven't seen anything come up currently, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let us know, and we can send out the emails and calls.
Okay, I did get the chat. So from Karen Odorico to all panelists, she says Amanda wins best prop. Definitely, that baby love. And Amanda, when you were holding that baby, that's the answer to your question. You were loving that baby. There was no resistance. It's your mind that keeps trying to make you think that surrender is going to lose something. You will gain everything and lose nothing. So just turn that love on you. Also, any other questions? I don't see any here right now. Let me go down.
Yeah, I know Amanda did put a couple of the links that she was talking about in there if you guys wanted to check them out further.
Thanks, Karen, for your comment. And participants, if you have any questions, if we don't get to them, and I don't see any currently, please don't hesitate to contact us, 404-257-0188, or email me, askdrkathy@gmail.com. Val, you can give yours real quickly.
Yeah, my number is 215-805-9056. Feel free to text me, whatever you
And your
need.
email?
My email is Valerie A.J. Odorico. I can put it in the comments. So your last name @gmail.com.
Jessica, do you want to give any contact info?
She's on mute.
Take her off the mute.
Unmute.
Or maybe, are we gone? There she is. Jessica, do you want to give any contact info?
Sure. Jessica at the j-way.com is my email. And you can reach me there, my website, the j-way.com, or Instagram, Jessica the J-Way.
Right. And Jessica and Lauren both can be contacted through our office. They often work out of the office. And also they have other venues and remote as well. Valerie, Dr. Goodwin, and I are still coming in. And just let us know how we can help you. We're here to help.
Wonderful.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Take this piece with you and emanate it.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love y'all.
Bye. Bye, baby. Chat.